What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this is a real interesting one right here. Received this comment and it stood out, so I'm definitely going to talk about it. As we can see here, the username, he puts Slick Rick. In his comment, he writes, and he's basically, let me start off by saying he's responding to somebody else's comment who was talking about, oh, good luck trying to create your mulatto community. Good luck trying to create something away from the black community, right? So that's very typical comments, right? Because a lot of these people, they want you to fail. They want you to stay underneath them so they can basically punk you and abuse you, right? Where their numbers, they're in the numerical advantage, okay? When you're underneath them in their group. The whole point is to create your own situation, your own community group, etc., to where I can level the playing field, where the advantages are on my side and I have a say in the matter. Because I don't feel comfortable and I do not accept or tolerate being underneath another group of people where they can dictate, my lifestyle and my presence, essentially. So looking at the comment, he replied to the one guy about us creating a community. And this Slick Rick guy puts here, that won't work because the women wouldn't be with it. Most light-skinned women prefer darker-skinned men, which is false. Okay. Of course, this guy, this character, doesn't even have the metrics or data to support that. Now, he put light-skinned women. Okay. Now, I'm talking about mulatto women because there's mulatto women darker than me, but there's also a lot of mulatto women who share my phenotype and complexion. So that's a tricky thing right there. That's why I'm very careful and specific, I should say, about how I identify or label or categorize, different people, individuals, groups, because I like to be specific. Because when they have these black men, when they use terms like light skin, it's because they want to hoodwink you and they want to throw biracial and mixed people who are not black. They want to throw them into the black box or under the black umbrella. This is their way to maintain control and influence and to dictate your movements, right? Which falls in line with the mating habits, your mating patterns. So yeah, when he puts most of the women prefer darker skinned men, I mean, you can see a lot of that in media and even outside of media, but I don't believe that's true. A lot of these women, they can get Hispanic, Latino, a lot of them are. Even my own sister did not get a black man. She got a Latino man. And vice versa, a lot of the men, the mixed mulatto men, they get Latina women. They say that to gas themselves up. This is to stroke their ego to kind of cope with the reality that there is, in fact, beauty standards. Because aren't they always crying and complaining about that? Eurocentric beauty standards, right? So now we see the game. We know, you're not fooling me, dude. But then he puts there that won't work because a woman wouldn't be with it. Well, it's interesting because most of my supporters on this channel are mulatto women. Even on TikTok, my page on TikTok, most of the engagement I get with commenters, my supporters are women. Even in my Facebook group, okay, most of my supporters, I have a lot of male supporters. Shout out to them, but I have a lot of women, a lot of mulatto women support me what I'm doing here. That's why I know this can work, and I'm continuing to push forward. And shout out to the Instagram gang, even them, even on Instagram, overwhelmingly a lot of women support what I'm doing. So like when I look at these comments and I see these guys who try to come up in here and play this gender divide, the game that they have in their community, they try to put it on us. And I'm laughing like that's just futile. It's not going to work because the whole gender thing in their own community, their own communitas not working out from the looks of it. All the gender warring they're doing on the internet with the manosphere and the divestors and all the 75+% out of wedlock birth rates, broken homes. The men and the women don't like, overwhelmingly, I'm not saying all, but overwhelmingly, they don't like each other. They're fighting on the internet, off the internet. They can't have functional families. I'm not saying all, but a large, overwhelming percentage. So it's a lot of projection. Since because a lot of them are failing and their communitas are failed, they want us, the mulattoes, those of us who want safety, security, and civility, we want our own communities. They want us to fail, right? So they jump into our chats and start mouthing off. And then The reply that he got from 777 Boss Town, he puts, "Nothing is stopping you from doing so. Go for it. You won't be missed, guaranteed." Right? It's funny. And then the course Slick Rick looks like, to me, he's a thirsty black man, right? Thirsty dark skinned black man trying to create this illusion that no, the light skinned women prefer darker skinned men. I mean, when I'm looking at these numbers, like the out of wedlock birth rates, the infidelity rates, and all the other stuff, I'm like, it doesn't look like it's working out for a lot of you cats. Like, I don't understand how that's a flex that they prefer broken homes and prefer being a single mom. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Okay, math is not racist. So you can try to fool other people, but not me. And like I said, he replies, he puts, "The women are stopping him from doing so." The women aren't stopping me from doing nothing, homie. I mean, this is why I wanted to talk about this. It's funny. Like, he is projecting because in their own community, like I said, over 75 plus percent illegitimacy rate, meaning they're raised by single moms. Most black men, over 75 plus percent, are raised by single moms. It's a matriarchy, or some people say gynocracy. Most of the African American politicians in America are female, especially the high powered ones, right? They just got one on the Supreme Court who's married to a white man. So, yeah, there you go. And you look at their educational system, their teachers, their educators, overwhelmingly, it's black women in the African American community that really run the show. The men still have a dominance in like the churches and ministries and stuff like that. But when the households, when majority, overwhelmingly over 75 plus percent, probably 80, creeping up on 80%, when these boys, these males, they're raised by nothing but women and aunts and mothers and grandmas, and it's women who are, influencing them and guiding their direction into quote unquote manhood. It's like, it's in their community, it's the women who are stopping them from doing anything. That's why you look at their results. So it's funny how he's projecting that on me. Like, the women are stopping me from doing so, like creating my own community. Really? Most of my supporters, I'm going to say it again, are mulatto women. Most of my supporters. So it's like, it's just hilarious how these people come over here and make these assumptions, but it's the projection. Okay, everything that they're failing to do in their own community, all the hardships, right, that they have, they want to project that onto us. They want us to fail with them. It's crabs in a bucket, right? And then finishing off, he puts, they have always tried to form a separate class, and the women prevented them. Again, like, where is he getting this information? Because historically, you've always had these kind of mating, these rights, or yeah, courtship rights and patterns with mulatto communities, right? Like Blue Vein Society, even Creole communities, other mulatto communities throughout the United States had these kind of courtship patterns where they mated and dated with each other. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, where is he getting this? That it's like the women prevented them. Look, for me, when I see a mulatto woman who basically she loved to be fetishized or pedestalized by dark skinned black men, and she went that route, and now she's a single mom, and then she finds my channel or something. It's like, look, I don't entertain those women. Like, they can be an audience member and, hit the like button or, get my watch hours up or something. But that's basically where it stops. Like, I'm not really looking to work with a lot of those women because it's basically a liability, honestly, because they're indebted and they're tied to and they're anchored into blackness. By them, mating with black men, having black men's children, that is their way to show their devotion and loyalty to the black race. Okay. So it's kind of a contradiction for them, or it's just for them to come to me to expect something from me when I'm trying to create my own community, my own situation. So those women don't have any influence. They're not preventing me from doing anything. So I just wanted to point that out. It's funny because it's all the projection. When you look at these black manosphere channels, and a lot of these guys are always crying about black women working with white men and black women are preventing them from doing this. And it's just like, man, these guys, they want to come over here to what mulattoes are doing and they want to spread that BS, that gender war BS over here to us. Cause I'm like, no, no, no. I wanted to talk about this because shout out to all the mulatto women who support me and even the ones who don't support me, who don't like me. They think I'm a mean guy. Shout out to you too. But especially a big shout out to all my supporters, especially mulatto women, because they're here on this channel and all over my social media. I have a lot of support from the women. Shout out to you guys. Let me know what you think. Post a comment. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.